December 1st, 2021, on interesting things that happen around the house while I'm sitting here in a fallout shelter being harmed by an electric current. We'll call it unconditioned electric. Down here, the Alexa is glowing yellow and black at the moment. The interesting thing is, it was not doing so this morning. Linda, my mother, at some point she was watching a Russel Crowe movie. He's, they call him an Australian, for sounds that the humans in this area make, or the people in the area make, or the mother and father unit that I received when I was born. Hold on, let's see what the title is. Linda, what was the title of that Russell Crowe movie? A Good Year. Now, in this Good Year movie, there was a cast. I don't know where they are from. Their French was very unfamiliar. This happens to me a lot in New York. I think people say they are Spanish. I don't hear Spanish. They say they are French. Sometimes I don't hear French. I hear people who call themselves Korean speaking all sorts of different sounds that do not seem to have any unity whatsoever. Different dialects, whatever they are. But after Linda watched this, first of all, I couldn't watch the movie. For me, whatever French they were speaking, it was like listening to honking geese or like swans singing to one another. It was very painful. But I sometimes get this on the streets of New York. Sometimes I don't know the people's language. I don't know what they call themselves. I don't know what they call the sounds they make. And sometimes it is like such a beautiful melody. You could sit there, you have no idea what they're saying, but the way their intonations are, it is like musical instruments, and they're beautifully sung. And then there's some people who make sounds in just their everyday speech that you may or may not know, and it is like, oh my goodness, ooh, I should not, like acid in the ears, not good. So I noticed that when Linda was watching this movie, the yellow light came on listening device. Go figure, right? I mean, who's watching, what's watching, when's watching, what's privacy, when do you get it, when do you not? Right, alright. So the yellow pilot light, I guess, went on. I don't know why, but it happened right about the time Linda was watching a French that is... She doesn't speak French, in fact, tonight. She's Irish and she's American. That's it. My son called her German. She says, I'm not German. She says, I'm Irish. I'm American. And she says, my mother was Belfast, Ireland. I'm Irish. Alright. So, let's think about this. So it was interesting, but I will say that on the captions, in the very little French Canadian that I was taught in one textbook of an approved ISBN, the word cirque was not spelled the same. So I immediately excused myself from the room, being that I had, so not a whole lot. I mean, I couldn't speak. If you spoke French to me, I would jam up. I mean, I'm a one word for one purpose. In like, mon petit ami. If I say it's my small friend, it's my son. He's small, and he's my only friend. And when I'm outside, I know I heard that somewhere they translate it to be boyfriend. It's not for me. For me, he's just my small friend. He's shorter than I am. And he's the only thing that I really enjoy speaking with or interacting with. He's the only thing that brings joy. So that's it. But there was an anti-English sentiment in this movie that came across, which was interesting. I never knew people were not happy with the English language, although it makes sense as a cross-reference that I'm in an area in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361, that's had an influx of something that wants to eliminate the English language, and all of a sudden just started speaking Spanish everywhere I go. It's Spanish. I'm like, no, I took French. Why is everybody not speaking French? And it's during this really scary time where, like, the Canadian geese are no longer migrating in any kind of pattern. Walked through on December 1st, which is a weird weather pattern for the northern hemisphere, to have mosquitoes in, like synchronous swarm, 3 of them to be exact. My son and I walked through today. So it's a really odd time, just trying to stay alive and to try to, I mean, it feels like my health is deteriorating no matter what I do or how much I contribute, but I know that it's important to know what kind of animals are around, what kind of weather is appearing in the sky dome, and how the body is faring amongst the events, whether they're natural or unnatural. So that's my only self-defense at the moment while I'm here. So I did leave the room, however, when I realized how they spell the word circ by subtitle, knowing that I was, and the pilot light being a yellow color, I was in the wrong room. But Linda never learned, I don't even think she learned any language in school. Mom, did you take any secondary language in school?
No.
Yeah, no. In 1949 era, they didn't even offer a second language at all. And English, I don't know how English is taught elsewhere. I only know the New York City school systems. They call it English, but really it was reading and writing. It wasn't like proper now. Now Nucci comes home with a grammar book. I'm like, you've lost me. I didn't learn grammar. Pronouns, I mean, like, I would fail miserably an English exam if I was to be given based on what was taught in the New York City public school around the 19th century, 7th to 8th to 9th decade. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.